Good morning, friends. I wanted to take you guys down to the garden with me this morning. It's a beautiful morning that's still actually halfway cool, and I wanted to show you guys what this little experiment that I started a couple weeks ago is doing and how things are coming along. There's the girls over there. Actually, we might just go feed them first, because they are not so patiently waiting on me. Hey, ladies. So this, we'll call it a midsummer garden, is a huge experiment on my part, because I knew that I wanted to replant my garden for summer/fall. My spring garden did not take off. It didn't do very well. It was a very weird spring. It was wet and cool for a much longer period of time than it normally is, and my garden just did not take off. So I knew that I wanted to come down here about the 1st of July and kind of start over. But all the videos that I could find online and on YouTube were talking about bringing out starts to plant into the garden. So, you know, seeds that had been started 4, 6, even 8 weeks prior, and then planting them in the ground. Well, I had not done that. And I did go around to some of our local nurseries. Fall gardening really isn't a thing here because it is hot so late into the season, and so even the nurseries didn't have plants. So I did the next best thing, which was just decided that I was going to start everything from seed. So that's not true. I have bought 4 new plants. I bought a new basil plant, a couple of pepper plants that just looked really sad actually when I bought them, and 1 tomato plant that also didn't look great. But everything else is either still a leftover from planting in the spring, which there are a few, or brand new seeds. So again, a giant experiment, but we were going to see what happens. All right, so as you can see in this bed, I have got, well, the tiny little flowers around there are what's called a miniature morning glory, which I'm excited about because I love morning glories, and I've never seen a miniature one. But the rest of these, there's I think 6 rows. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe there's just 5 or 6 rows of contender green beans. That's a bush style green bean, and they seem to be doing really well. Starting to get some true leaves on them and looking great. Now I also planted peas, sugar snap peas, and there's 1, 2 that I can see that have actually come up. Maybe a 3rd one starting right there, but I'm not sure. It may just be too hot. It may be that the seeds were not good, so I might actually do a second planting of those here in about a week or so. Now, over in this bed, there are 1, 2, 3 tomatoes, my jalapeno plant, and an older basil plant. Now, these were all planted in the spring. They look okay. You can tell there's definitely some issues. We've got some blossom end rot on that one. That is usually a calcium issue, so I am trying to fix that. And then just some, disease, fungus issues over here. But this little tomato plant, I just did not have the heart to rip it out, because as you can tell, it is still producing. The tomatoes are still fantastic on it. It's actually still blooming. Right here, some little blooms. So I probably should come over here and clean this one up a little bit. My jalapeno plant is still growing great. We've gotten a ton off of this plant, and there's still some blooms. Basil. This one's probably honestly ready to be done, but I keep deadheading and cutting just to see if I can get a little bit more life out of it, but it's looking a little sad. The plan for the rest of this bed is to do turnips and radishes later. It needs to cool off, actually probably another 3 or 4 weeks for that, and we'll still have plenty of time. Okay, so over here I have got zinnias and cosmos that will be beautiful when they get up and going, and they don't take much time at all. I did plant some new cucumber plants that are now putting on their second set of leaves, so that is very exciting. We've got a tomato plant. This is one that I got at the nursery new the 1st of July, and it's looking okay. It didn't look great to start with, but it looks all right now. Same thing with this little pepper plant here. Actually, both of these little pepper plants were new. Something had eaten this one and looked like they thoroughly enjoyed it. But there are new peppers setting on, so that's fantastic. Now, these pepper plants here have been here since, goodness, probably April. I put them out very early. Wasn't sure what they would do, but they have actually given us a lot of peppers. As you can see, there's several on here now, and there's more blooms just all over the place. So there's also a grasshopper. So this basil is one that I got at the nursery. It was new in July. These peppers here have been here since May, and they just have not done much. You can tell they are still fairly little. They are, looks like maybe trying to set some buds though, so we will see. I came out and put some coffee grounds around them the other day. Over here, this is the original cucumber. The only one of like 8 that I planted that survived, but it actually doesn't look bad. I did plant some more seeds here along the trellis that are starting to come up, but this I saw the other day, there's little baby cucumbers on them, as well as some not so great bugs apparently. But that is exciting. We've gotten 2 or 3 cucumbers off of this vine so far, so not great, nothing near like what they should be doing, but hopefully with some new little friends here we can get a good harvest. Also got quite a bit of grass coming back up, but also have some zucchini coming up. Hopefully we are past like the squash bug frenzy that this spring was, and that these can do okay. Yes, girls, I see you. They are used to me giving them treats when I'm out here. But I don't have anything for you this morning, so you're going to have to be okay. Area that I'm really excited about. It is not pretty by any means, but we had 2 long raised beds here that had rotted out, and we just took the wood off and just kind of left it for the spring. So the first week of July, I came in here and tilled this all up. We added some compost, and then I planted corn and okra and was not sure what it was going to do. But look, guys. I planted 3 rows of okra, which are actually coming up, and they look healthy and good. Like I said, I was not sure what this area was going to do for us. Here is probably what I am most excited about. Planted corn for the first time ever, and we have little rows of corn, and it honestly makes my heart so happy. I planted 6 rows of corn and 3 rows of okra. So back up here in the front corner, At the same time that I tilled the in-ground bed back there, I went ahead and did this. And I put new dirt and compost in it for flowers. That was my thought, just right here in this corner. I can see this corner from my kitchen, and it would be beautiful with a bunch of flowers in it. But then we had the hurricane. And when that came through, all the rain rushes down from the hill, came in and just like washed half of this out. So now I need to kind of rework this ground and get it planted. If you have been following along on Facebook at all, you know that this plant, or plants, because there's actually about 3 or 4 of them here, is a complete volunteer. So this whole area here is where I had the chickens last year before we moved them down to the other end. And this is a volunteer from something that I threw out here, some sort of kitchen scrap that I threw out here to feed them. But I am not sure what it is. We've got loads of blooms. We've had blooms with bees in them, so I know that they're getting pollinated. But the issue is we have just not had any female blooms that have fruit on the back end of them yet. And that one still does not. So, all that to say, I don't know what this is. Part of me thinks, I don't know, it's a squash of some sort. I don't know if maybe a melon on this front one. I'm not sure. There's definitely some leaves that, you know, have the powdery veins, which there is a type of squash that looks like that. So yeah, I don't know. Lots of new growth, lots of spots that we're going to have blooms. Ooh, I don't know what that is. Yuck. I don't like bugs, y'all. I'm not sure why I'm out in a garden, but I really don't like bugs. So, anyway, when I know, you will know what this is. Maybe. You may not find out at all. It's shocking with the amount of squash bug and vine borer pressure that we had in the front. With one that I had out there, I don't know how this plant looks so good. Hopefully that will continue. I think maybe we're kind of past that peak, but we'll see. So there you have it. That is the garden so far. That's what I've done. It looks pretty good. I was excited to see the corn and the okra pop up, and we'll see. Who knows? I don't know what it will do. Maybe everybody else is right. Maybe you have to do it from starts. We'll see. But I will keep you all updated. See you in the next one.